in here with the legend of the N.O., you know, who survived all these treacherous streets. You know, he's still here with us today after all that went on. You know, I'm in here, you know, with the one and only, the Ski Boo. What's up, man? Welcome to NITTY TV.
What's up? What's up? Thank you for having me, bro.
Man, it's a pleasure having you here, man. You know, we could jump straight into it. You know what I'm saying? So you from the Magnolia project?
Yeah, from the Magnolia, old side.
The old side. Yeah. That's man, tell us what it was like living in that Nolia, man. You know, like break down from it, you know, the Nolia, you know, the old side, the new side, the different parts of it.
It was rough, bro. I had a rough upbringing, but like I said, my mom was in the streets, and she went to drugging, like when that crack era hit. She got caught up in that, and I was basically raising myself like after that. You know what I'm saying? I done lived with relatives and all that, but I mean, it was rough, bro.
Right.
Rough.
Right, bro. Yeah, I done heard so much about the Magnolia and shit like that, bro. Hey, so Juvenile from the Magnolia?
Yeah, Juvenile on the old side.
All right, Juvenile on the old side.
Juvenile used to be one of the ballers.
Oh, yeah?
I was just talking to him a couple of weeks ago. You know, he got the Juvie Tool thing. We was talking in the hideaway, and he always bring up old stuff. He be cutting my hair, pushing the nigga lying back and all that shit. But yeah, that's my dude, bro.
Yeah. Hey, now, I know you're probably familiar with this line. I want to see if you can break it down. When Juvie say, you came in that Nolia on New Year's Eve, it was hard to breathe. You got stuck in that bitch, you couldn't leave. Man, break that down. The Nolia was like that New Year's Eve?
Yeah, but it was like that. Yeah. But man, like every New Year, because they had a thing they used to do where like everybody had their guns out. So they used to shoot the lights out in the project.
Right.
So once they shoot the lights out, you know, that's how the police were really coming back there. So it's like you basically stuck in the project, you know what I'm saying? You know, once all the power go, ain't no phones working, none of that, you know.
Yeah, I could about imagine because shit, I used to call that bitch Chopper City on a regular basis. I could imagine a goddamn New Year's Eve.
Yeah. And then look, that was going on in all the projects.
Right.
It wasn't just our project, you know, every project. That was just a thing. They just shoot the lights out every year around that time. Right.
Now, bro, everybody I interviewed from New Orleans asked me this. I don't know if you're familiar with the little video where Soulja Slim says, if you was off the porch
94.
in 94,
yeah,
you was a gangster.
Yeah.
Give us what it was like in the 90s like that.
94. That was like the year like a dudes from my generation like. That was the year New Orleans. I think that was one of the first times it was the murder capital around that time, and it was a lot of killing, bro. And it was like how it is now, and that's why I kind of understand the way these dudes be thinking. That was like kind of a badge,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Dudes like bragged on like the city being a murder capital. Dudes that was in the streets or whatever,
right?
It was, yeah, ain't too many dudes like from that era like that was in the streets still alive right now.
Right. Yeah, but that's crazy, bro. But like I said, I'm from like 2 hours from here. I'm like from New Iberia around Lafayette area. We would hear so much about New Orleans, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was crazy, bro.
There was a lot of them dudes from New Iberia. Not too many.
Yeah.
I think my partner, Criminal. I think he from Criminal.
Criminal.
I think he from New Iberia. He done like 15 years or something like that.
That name don't ring a bell. I mean, I know all the street niggas from New Iberia, but that one not ringing the bell.
He was
they might call him something else too.
I don't know. I know he was getting it out there.
Yeah, I got a dog from New Iberia. Let me see, bro. So, coming up as a youngster, one of your hustles coming up, you know, y'all used to steal cars and shit like that?
I used to steal cars. That was one of my things at one time. I used to steal cars almost every night. But we used to mainly like, at first it was for the joyride, play bumper cars and the people cars and shit.
Right.
But we used to keep storing cars. Once we start getting into stuff, we keep storing cars, you know, in case it's time to go do something that night or whatever.
But now, how that get started? Like, what made y'all get into stealing cars and shit?
Just being bad. Just being you don't want to drive. That's all, man. It wasn't. That's it.
Right.
And then once I got into it, you could steal cars for dudes. Like they'll pay you to steal cars for $100, $200, you know, some shit like that.
Right.
It just joyride. Like we used to really be in cars playing bumper cars, chasing each other in stolen cars and shit.
Wilding out.
Wilding out.
Yeah. I hear a lot about Eric Maurice.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about him? You know, why he was so respected in the Magnolia like that?
Cause he was approachable. Eric Maurice, he was one of them dudes. Even though he was doing a lot of stuff, he never came off as like a bully. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He'll be in a cool playing with you, clowning. You know, he just wasn't. He wasn't no ignorant dude. He was in shit. He had a lot of respect from everywhere, but he was just cool.
Right.
You know, he was laid back, and you know, we was young. We know what he doing.
Right.
But he, like I said, he never was like, man, get the fuck. You know, he never gave off that type of energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right, bro. So you never was no rapper or nothing. You just street nigga.
Nah, I never. I used to be trying, but that wasn't my thing. Like we'd be riding in stolen cars with Slim, all us or whatever.
Right.
And he'll be rapping. You know, we'd just be taking turns or whatever. But then, nah.
But I'm saying I'm asking that because like just the Magnolia project myself. I mean, just from what I see and hear, you know, the song got Soldier Slim from Magnolia, Turk from Magnolia, Magnolia
Shorty,
Wacko from Magnolia. Yeah, I had a lot. I mean, Juve was one of the biggest rappers in the game in the world, right there from the project.
Right.
They had to be like crazy growing up around there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a music head. I take that shit, you know, different. Like, oh, DJ, I'm into music.
Right.
I'd have been tripping around there.
But like with I was like with Juve and Turk and Wag, I'm gonna say Waggle and Slim really.
Yeah.
You know, like me and Slim hung together. I've been knowing Juve since I was a little boy. Turk come up kind of under me on that side of the project.
Right.
Me and Wacko, you know, like right now, me and Wacko was together Sunday at the second line.
Right.
But we don't look in the hood. We don't look at them how people outside. You know, they made we understand that, but you know, it's our partners. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, man. Juvie. I got Juvie to perform at my birthday party about 5 years ago.
Yeah. When I got out of jail, the last time when they like right after they had just blew up, Juvie heard I was home and he came pull up on me and my little partner Lou, man. I had just got out of jail, but it was the next day. And he came pick me up and we were just talking about this in the trim meet.
Right.
He gave me a check for $1,500, but he gave my little partner, he gave Lou a check for I think $500-$600. We were just talking about. I was just telling him like, man, thank you, bro. You know, and I never told him thank you. You know, it's like he did that. That was that. You know?
Yeah. It was so you was just coming home.
Yeah, I just came home.
So shit, that was love.
I appreciate it. Fuck, I ain't had nothing at the time.
Shit, yeah, that's love, man. Nice 15 coming home. Shit, bro. That's what's up, man. You know, like on the height of Cash Money when the buzz was, you know what I'm saying, had the city on fire, they just blew up and all that. You know, I know that shined a big light on the Magnolia. You know, what was the atmosphere at that time like that?
It was nice. It was mainly like at the time, like I said, you know, we was in the streets hard at the time. So nigga wasn't really worried about them. But, you know, we was happy for them, but they did had a lot of people, mainly tourists, coming in the projects and stuff, like trying to hope they see them. They always see Juvie outside, you know, Turk be riding around with his little partners or whatever, but they had a lot of tourists like just popping up in the project. And they was coming in the dangerous part. They didn't even know they was there. You know what I'm saying? They just coming back though.
Yeah, they just coming back. Yeah, that shit. Man, I remember one time we came, me and one of my dogs from New Iberia, you know, he realized street nigga, we come out here, we had he was in the candy paint Cadillac. This body was in the 90s, rims and everything on it. When I was a little younger than him, I probably was about 15 or something at the time. I don't know what project he came through, but I used to hear so much, this nigga come riding through the project in that car with the rims and shit. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck is you doing? Niggas, you know what I'm saying? But, so, Soldier Slim, you had a relationship with Soldier Slim?
Yeah, me and Slim was cool. Like when I started hanging on that side of the project, Slim was our ball.
Right.
We used to call him ice cream.
Right.
But, me and Slim always did have a relationship. Always. But his main people was Chill Wheel, Duck, and Logger Black. Like that was his road dog.
Right.
But we always did. We ain't never had no issues or nothing like that.
Right. That's what's up, man. You know. So tell me about Killer Stone. What he meant to the Magnolia?
It depends who you ask. You know what I'm saying? Stone was like a big brother to me. I met Stone when he got out of juvenile jail, and he was the first one, like, talking to all of us, like, on some family shit, like, telling us, bro, we family, it's us, ain't nobody else, or whatever, but like I said, I had mad respect for him. I always looked at him, like a big brother, always.
Right.
And he was trying to make that transition, like, trying to leave here, but he had really left the streets alone. He was trying to do the rap thing.
Right.
He really did it, like, you know what I'm saying? I thought he was, like, faking that first, but he really, like, was damn near about to be broke, trying to pursue the rap thing.
Yeah.
He really chased it, bro.
Wow. So do you recall meeting Dooney for the first time? What that was like?
It was I ain't gonna when the first time I saw Dooney, I didn't know. A few of my partners knew him, I think, from juvenile jail or being in adult jail or whatever. But the first time I seen him, he was with his baby mama. He can walk into the project. The next time I seen him, he was walking through the circle going about her. But like I said, at the time, the circle, 6 and Clara, people from the project wasn't coming through there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He just came here, he would keep a gun in his back pocket. And he just walked through some, so a few of us, we like, man, fuck you boy is. You know what I'm saying? We had to see him, but we still didn't know who he was.
Right.
But, come to find out, he was cool. People wind up, his baby mama introduced him to a few of us. He knew some of us already, but that was my first interaction with him. But he was real cool, man.
Right.
Real cool. He a real emotional dude, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, he one of them dudes, like, if he get mad enough, he'll start crying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that about him, but he was real emotional, loved hard. As far as his partners, he loved hard.
Right.
Good dude, though.
So Dooney was like one of the original hot boys. I mean, I don't really know how they go. Like, was you a hot boy or a Dooney boy? Like, which?
I was. Listen. Like I said, with the hot boy thing, when it started, it was more than just them folk. That's just it was like the big names.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of us.
Right.
I'm one of the. You can ask anybody. They'll tell you I'm one of the originals out the project.
You one of the original hot boys.
Yeah.
All right.
It was a lot of other dudes. A lot of dudes you see on the pictures with Gangsta.
Yeah.
Red, Dougaloo, Boobie Black.
Okay.
It was more Stone. It was a lot of us. But
yeah.
I wasn't no Dooney boy. Me and Dooney started the thing together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was the younger dude, 13, 14, 15.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So the Dooney boys was the younger.
Younger dudes.
Yeah. That's what I figured. Because, like I said, I'm just doing my research on you. First, I thought like a Dooney boy. Then I was researching and watching. So it sounded like you was a hot boy. That's why I asked.
I came from that.
Yeah, you came. But the Dooney boys branched off from the hot boys, being that Dooney was a hot boy, and that was
Right.
Okay. All right. So you and Disco was real close.
Yeah, me and Disco was cool.
That's Killer Stone brother.
That's his little brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Disco was cool.
You remember the day he was killed? Like, what was going through your mind at that time?
Man, we all of us. He had just called me. He had just came to the city. He ain't had been home number like a few days or something like that. He had just made it to the city. He called me when he made it down. But when he called, I was in Oakwood Mall. We was going to this chick named our project named Vanessa. We was going to her pool party. So he called me, asked me where I was at. I'm like, we on the West Bank right now. Right. He was supposed to come over there to meet us, bro. But he ain't for whatever reason. He's like, I'm going to the project, holler at the girls in the hood. So he went over there. I said, all right, well, I'm gonna catch you tomorrow then at the pool party.
Right.
I went inside. I was inside. I think I was inside probably about an hour. And somebody out of the hood called me. They said, man, Disco just got killed.
Damn.
So I'm like, the first thing come to my mind, some old shit. That's what I was thinking or whatever.
Right.
So I shoot uptown, pull up, park on Washington Magnolia. One of the dude, boobie, probably he come up to me and come tell me everything and shit. Now I'm just looking at it, and I ain't had seen him yet.
Right.
First time seeing him, he down there on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Bleeding and shit. I'm like, damn.
And that was your dog. Like,
Yeah,
that was your man.
All us to run together, yeah.
Damn, man. Yeah, that shit crazy, bro. I mean, tell me, so the Magnolia, y'all pretty much used to get along with each other back there, from what I did the research. But one of the biggest beefs in the city was the Melphamine and the Magnolia.
Yeah, that shit. I don't even know. Like I said, I still right now. What Gangster told me now, but at the time, I never knew, like what that was behind or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I'm messing with these dudes, and it's like it's all of us. You know what I'm saying? It's up. But when I got out of jail, this is how I found out. This is when I knew times had to change. I had just did 4 years.
Right.
When I came home, one of the Gotti boys, Oak, called him Oak. He out there, but he grew up in our project. He called me, and he said, man, I'm about to come get you. I want to take you shopping. Now, I trusted Oak, because like I said, I've been knowing him since we was kids, but I was still kind of skeptical of it. So when he came, he kind of met me on Washington and Magnolia. But I had already told my little pop, like, man, if something happened, I'm with Oak out the milk or whatever.
Right.
Took me shopping. We went to Macy's. We went to Macy's. He bought me some stuff out there. So when we leave there, he heading towards the milk.
Right.
So now you spooking me now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not supposed to be back here. So he laughing at me as I'm, kind of nervous or whatever. So I'm like, man, don't go in the project. So he like, man, I got you, but it's my project. And anybody could call him and ask him, he was stamped there.
He was from back there.
He was back there. He was one of the Gotti boys.
Right.
Who the Magnolia was beefing with or
right.
whatever. Go back there. So he about to get out of the car. I'm like, man, don't leave me in this car. So I'm really spooking.
Right.
So he like, man, I'm gonna leave the car running. So he get out the car, he left the car running. And the whole time I'm sitting in the car, I'm holding the door, but I see all the dudes right there, like. So some of them come walking towards me. He like, man, get out of the car. And I'm like, fuck it. I got out of the car, give all of them gave me a few dollars. Him, his little brother, dude on road, out the mail. All of them was the Gotti boys or whatever. And
yeah, I heard about the Gotti boy.
He dropped me off in the project, and that was that.
Yeah. So, but he dropped you off in the mail?
No, he dropped me off in the mail.
Oh, he dropped you off in the mail. Oh, okay.
But he was just like I said, me and him, we didn't know each other when we was kids. I slept in this dude's house and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. So what's some of your memories of OG Boobie Black and Longer Black?
Boobie my dude. Right now, Boobie will text me every now and then, and he'll just say I love you, or call me on FaceTime and say I love you, bro, and just hang up. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. But Boobie, when I was younger, that nigga was trying to teach me how to steal motorcycles. Boobie, he used to do all that type of shit.
Yeah.
But that's my dude, bro. I got mad love for Boobie. When I was in Miami, he happened to be out there, but when he called me, we was on our way out, so I couldn't go like really connect with him or whatever. But like me and dude, we got a hell of a relationship. Like that nigga stole one of my shirts. I had a polo shirt, and we were talking about this too. He had that he liked. I had went to jail, and I saw that nigga on the picture with my shirt on too. But he always telling about, bitch, I stole that polo. That bitch was fresh. That's my dude though, man. Me and Boo real cool.
That's what's up, man.
I talk to Longer Black called me all the time.
Yeah.
He called me all the time. I don't really like talking on the phone with Longer because he don't let you see nothing.
Right.
He just run his mouth, the whole telephone hang up, you know what I'm saying? But me and Longer, we good.
Yeah, I got some partners like that, but yeah, but so y'all was like, what, 19, 20, maybe 20, 40 bands a day?
Yeah, it was, bro, it was a lot of money flowing uptown around it. This 99, early 2000, like it was a lot of money flowing, and I'm not gonna act like I was set. I ain't never had bricks. That was my first time since I've been in the streets really having money. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was unbelievable. Like and at the time you don't realize what you're really doing. You just that shit was real, bro. It was real.
Damn, bro. At a young age like that, man. I mean, what y'all was doing? You was buying cars, like what you was doing with the money?
Man, listen, bro. I had turned to a trick. There was a lot of shit. Dudes say money changed you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That was my first time having money. A lot of shit when I was broke, I said I'd never do.
Right.
When I got a little money, I was doing it. You know, buying like back then $1,000 outfit, that was a lot. You know, that was the iceberg product era.
But hey, what you was buying a female? What you was the purses or whatever they
bags.
want?
It was mainly clothes and like Bally shoes and the Versace and all that shit was kind of hot back then.
Them Bally's the shit in New Orleans.
Yeah.
They still on them Bally's like that?
Not hard. They're not like the old school. It's hard to find them.
Yeah.
You know, every now and then they'll come out with the Bally animals again.
Right.
But they got so many different kinds that they ain't really on the Bally's too much out here no more.
Right. Damn, so what's your relationship with my dog Gangster, man?
Me and Gangster good, bro. Me and Gangster, man, it's so much shit behind Gangster, bro. Me and Gangster good, bro.
Right.
Me and Gangster good. I don't have no hate towards him or nothing. You know, he ain't never done me nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good dude, bro. Yeah.
He got a good heart, but a lot of people mad at him, bro.
Yeah, Gangster put me on some shit, bro. You know. So, bro, how much jail time you did? Like, how many doses you did?
I did 3, bro. I did my first one when I was 16. I done a year. I got out after that year. I stayed home about 4 or 5 days, and got busted with 99 rocks. And I went down 4 years.
With 99 rocks?
99 rocks.
Chopped up crack rocks?
Chopped up crack, yeah. After that, stayed home 9 months. Went down to 12 years.
Right.
I've been home not 10 years, 10 and a half years.
Oh, you've been home 10 and a half?
I've been home 10 and a half years. So altogether, I've done like 17 years.
Right. Damn, bro. That's a long time, man.
Yeah, that's too much, bro. That's too much. You know, the last 12 I did, I wasn't even supposed to do that time, man.
Right. Tell me about that.
I got caught up with some bad police. You can't tell anybody about Sarge.
I didn't heard about Sarge.
You know what I'm saying?
Soldier Slim.
Yeah,
Soldier Slim said something about Sarge on the song.
Yeah, he dirty. He was dirty, but he was like, the police didn't be knowing the dude that's making money out there in the street. They didn't know.
Right.
But Sarge one of the ones, like, if he can't catch you, and he catch you down bad somewhere, when you going to jail.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened with me. I got caught up in one of the Dooney boys, dude Kenny Boo. He was on a charge with me.
Right.
And that's the thing. We wasn't communicating. We told. We talked after that. And just recently, I found out why he didn't step up and take the charge. I ain't know. His lawyer was telling him, if he signed the affidavit for me, then he gonna get 10 years.
Right.
You know, they play games like this. You know what I'm saying? I never knew that till recently, like about a month ago. You know, we talked about it. I was married with dude for a long time, but now I know why. You know, he was young. You know what I'm saying? He ain't know no better. He was 17. He wasn't seasoned in the streets or how the system worked. You know what I'm saying?
He was younger than you.
Yeah, he was young. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, we good now. I took a picture with him. A lot of people were saying all kinds of. I took a picture with him, I posted it on my page.
Right.
People know it ain't no, ain't no issue or nothing. That's my little brother.
Right. Yeah, so man, them people, there's a lot of people know them people definitely throw crosses and shit, bro. Try to put them against each other and shit, bro. Okay, now for the the Dooney boys, for the people who don't know, you're like, who was the Dooney boys, and like what that was about, how did that start?
It started, it wasn't supposed to be that. When we got straight, like when we went to making a little money, our original thing was for us to get off the block. We were gonna look out for the dudes like around our age that ain't really had shit.
Right.
That what we was planning to do. But the dude that Warrior, he did. He was the first one. He was like 12, 13 at the time. But he came over there one day. And like I grew up with him, with his older brothers and I know his sister Glory and all of them. But he asked me for some money.
Mm-hmm.
He gave him a few dollars and doing it just walked up while me and him talking. I'm talking to him and his brother Dizzy, and we're talking about hustling. So doing it was like, man, look out for him. And I'm like, I'm gonna holler at his brother first. Because at the time, they were saying like you get life for heroin and all that, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't,
Right.
you know, it ain't, most dudes don't jump off the porch selling heroin. Like you start selling crack, and if you, you know, you feel like you man enough, then you go fuck with that or whatever.
Right.
But and that's how I started. Like we was getting the money, and when he did start hustling, he going to school with all his money in his pocket, like, you know, $1,000 for whatever it was, you know. You got to think about, he 12 years old, he in junior high school.
Right.
You know, so he telling all his friends and other ones coming in. But the doing it, but it was like about 10 of them. It was like about 10 of them.
Okay.
And the dude Kenny Boo, who was on Charles Me, him and Shorty Mike, they was the oldest ones. All the rest of them like between like 12 and 16 years old. Okay.
Now in New Orleans, man, most people I see in New Orleans got a mouth full of gold. I see you got a couple at the bottom.
I took mine out.
That's all about that. If you had somebody took them out.
I had 2 more right there. I took them out when I came home. Yeah.
So like I know back in the 90s, like having goals, like that was damn near mandatory. Yeah? Like what's the thing with the goals?
It was really for the drug dealers.
Right.
From my era, you know. But I know my grandmother and them, my mama had goals. A lot of older people, they had goals. But for us, it was like, you know, like a sign that you got your money up or whatever. You know, making a little noise in the streets. But
right.
Drug dealers getting that down.
First in Cleveland,
yeah. You know, they used to have a little sale. Like certain people, they might they go over criminal, they'll do the 2 for 100, 2 for 150, some shit like that. So a lot of people was getting goals like that.
Right. Okay, another thing I ain't say about it from New Orleans, the slang you heard me. Where that come from?
Man, I don't know where that shit came from.
Hey, everybody say that shit, bro. like everybody from New Orleans.
I don't know, say, bro, it's just something that catch on. And like, you know, like back in the day, you say you dig a lot. You know, it just caught on. And it ain't, you don't hear it too much like you used to.
Yeah, right.
Too much like that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, people still say it. I catch myself saying that shit every now and then.
Yeah, that's the trend. That shit to travel through the whole Louisiana.
Right.
So you and Magnolia Shorty was real cool. Huh?
Yeah, that was my girl.
Yeah.
Shorty, that was my girl. Me and Shorty real tight. And when Shorty had got out of jail, we was like just getting our money together and shit. And she come straight over there. Me and her always like been like cousins. You know what I'm saying? She always called her my little cousin. She always tell everybody I'm my cousin. Me and Shorty, that was my dog. Shorty was my dog. Shorty rode me the whole time. Like before she got killed, you know, she stayed in contact. She kept me with pictures.
Right.
Wrote me letters, everything. She wasn't sending me no money, but you know, she stayed in contact with me. That was my girl.
Yeah. She was pretty cool. She had some big songs, man.
Yeah.
I saw they did the documentary or whatever. What happened to? It was on a big TV channel or something.
Oh yeah, I never saw it yet.
Oh yeah, it was on one of those like Lifetime channels or some shit like that. Yeah.
I know cause her niece Oprah, me and Oprah real tight. She had told me that they was about to do it. About to do the thing,
yeah. And shit like that, bro. So you also an author.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have 3 books. They call Hustling Backwards.
Yeah. I never put those out.
You never put those out.
Yeah, I never put those out.
You put out the one called Chain Reaction.
Yeah, I put that out.
Yeah. I was checking that out. Man. That's what's up, man. So Chain Reaction, that's not even really a thing about crime or streets, huh? It's more like I read a little bit of it. It was about love or something like that. But nah, that man and shit. That's what's up.
Yeah, see, I had the reason I put that out first because the Hustling Back was that trilogy. When I wrote it, I didn't know nothing about how cell phones work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was in jail when this shit came out or whatever. So and it's outdated. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shit. You know, so I wanted to update it. So what I did, I just put that out first because one of my pilots, he was like, man, you gotta cater to the females.
Yeah, right.
So I put that out. I mean, it worked. The book, I did real good down here selling that book.
That's what's up, bro. You still with the program thing called the Ceasefire, NOLA?
No, but they well, yeah, you know about that.
Man, I'm trying to do my little research, man.
No, but they shut the program down, bro.
They shut it down.
Yeah, it's it, bro. The program will work. Let me tell you how crazy this shit is down here. They got all these different programs like that.
Right.
they all trying to do the same thing, but they're trying to do it separately.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of everybody coming together, you know, to reach the goal or whatever.
Right.
Everybody they want the credit, you know what I'm saying? But they wind up, they shutting that, they got rid of our whole crew and everything. But it was a good program. The idea they had for us getting dudes like me that's from certain areas.
Right.
And you can reach the streets better,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can.
And it was working. Like we had a squash one, like they had a Magnolia beef going on.
Right.
The younger generation.
Right.
We got them together because a lot of dudes from the Cali was working for the program too. So
right.
we got them together. They talked. Them niggas exchanged numbers and everything.
Right.
And squashed it. You know what I'm saying? But they wind up shutting the program down, bro.
Yeah. So y'all was actually getting busy with it.
It helped, bro. It worked, bro.
So it was more for like a thing like for youth to mentor the youth and stuff like that.
Yeah, all of that in there. But the main thing was what they'll do, like say me and you beefing. You from the 7th Ward, I'm from Uptown.
Right.
They'll send a few people down there to talk to you and your friends.
All right.
So eventually, you know, gonna bring y'all together, see if y'all squash this shit, bro.
So they can kind of squash you before y'all see each other and it be some
for too much blood this shit.
Yeah, do some shit, bro. Yeah, that's what's up, bro. But man, I like to see that, like, you know, brothers who've been through things you've been through, you know, the penitentiary and all that, come out, you know, tell the youth, you know, the difference, you know, what all that shit lead to, you know, because sometimes they ain't got nobody to tell them. They don't know no better.
They don't, man. Because I know when we ain't had it.
Yeah, we ain't had it.
We ain't had it. Look, when they used to put like I said, this in 94, when they used to come up, he probably could tell you, they used to put the thou shalt not kill signs everywhere in the project. Man, we are tearing that shit down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't had no guidance. Like, we like, this is what it's supposed to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's different now. You know, you got all these programs to try to help to reach out to them.
Right, bro.
Don't have enough of it.
Yeah, because the streets been crazy, but it's like crazier now. Like the kids need something, you know. A lot of them ain't got no, you know, father figure or nothing.
None. You don't even respect them.
Yeah,
you don't even respect them.
That shit crazy. What you think about like just hoods, you know, not just New Orleans, like just all over the United States? It's like, you know, like you got them boys in Chicago. I know you listen to King Von. They say they from 64th, not from 63rd or something like a street over.
Right.
You know, you had a like you said, the Magnolia beef with the Melphamine. You know, even where I'm from, they got a project called St. Edwards, and they got another one, Dye City. You could basically walk to each other. They would beef.
Right.
Like, what you think? Like it is like just on some street shit. Like niggas, just territorial beef and like.
It happens, bro.
Yeah.
That's just like in our project. They got two, but they got three circles really. But the 6 and Clara circle where we used to be at, and they got the Belmont circle, not even much a block away, right? It was beef there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's right there in the hood. All of us grew up together and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but that shit, it just happened. Yeah. And it happened like that in every project. Yeah. I'm sure if you, the Cali, they was beefing with each other, St. Bernard, you know, all the projects. I don't know, bro. That shit, it just happens.
Nah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, we need to, something needs to shake, you know. I mean, it ain't a person like me or you singly to stop it, but I don't know what it is.
No.
But, you know, like, because other races, you know, like the other races, it's not all that, it's us, man. Like, that should be crazy, bro. But, that's what's up.
One of the biggest issues down here, nobody want to stick together, bro.
Right.
Nobody do not want to stick together. It's like, see, like all of us, you trying to do your thing, you trying to do your thing, y'all trying to fuck with housing, I'm trying to fuck with housing.
Right.
Everybody trying to do it separate.
Right.
It's easy if we put our money together, put our heads together, you know, we can make this shit happen. You know
put our money.
Everybody, you know, it's like they on this competition shit.
And that's facts, bro.
Yeah, it's easier to come up together.
That's facts, bro. Man, shit, bro. We appreciate you, man, coming fuck with me on NITTY TV, bro. That was love, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let them know about your book, where to find you at, Instagram, Facebook, social media.
Look, my Instagram is Skiboo_the author. The book is called Chain Reaction. It's Chain Reaction and Chain Reaction 2 Signs and Consequences. Man, go get the book, order it or whatever. You're not gonna be disappointed, I promise. But y'all go subscribe to my dude channel, man, NITTY TV, man. Subscribe to the channel, man.
Yes, sir. We out of here, man.